Yep, couldn't help myself. Got birdsong here. This is one of the many creeks that run through the pine forest. Of course, they leave the natural vegetation along the creeks to save destroying it all. Anyway, here's the beast. What I thought I may mention today is the little electrical glitches, and by that I mean the battery percentage where it jumps, or drops I should say more accurately. On the previous bike, which was the model before this one, what would happen is as you were going, your battery percentage was coming down, you'd get your average distance out of 1%. So I was getting maybe 1.1 kilometres for every 1%. And then when you got to 9% of the battery left, you would get around 200 metres. And then when you got to 8, you'd get another 200 metres. And then when you got to 7% of the battery left, it would go back to 1 or more kilometres. So that was the old bike, and when the battery got down to 93% state, that's not the charge level, that was actually the condition, I bought a new battery in the hope of actually, I may have to get off the area here, there's a car coming. Okay, we're back. And you may have noticed we moved, seeing I was parked on a very narrow causeway and needed to let a car come through. So as I was saying, if I can remember where I was up to. So yeah, the previous bike, you would drop down 200 metres for the 9 and 8%, and then it would get normal. I got the new battery because I believed the issue was to do with the battery. I was wrong. Brand new battery, the first thing I tested was I ran the battery right down, and sure enough it did the same thing. So clearly it was a programming issue. Now why am I telling you this? Well, on this bike you don't get a dashboard, so you can't watch your battery percentage go down unless you get a compatible cycle computer. So there's my battery. What I do is I actually run the battery all the way down. Oh well, by all the way down with this I mean down to 7 or 8% left, because that's where it stops letting me use power assist on the motor, and it saves the rest for the gear changing. But what I have noticed, and that is when the percentage gets down to 3%, it doesn't last very long at all. So it has the same issue where it's not giving you an even amount of usage per percentage of the battery. So again, that must be in the programming. I have no understanding of why that would be, but just if you have one of these bikes and you have a way of monitoring real time your battery percentage, you will see. Oh, of course, I must remind everyone, this will run down to 1%, and then it will not give you any assist, because that 1% is then the 7 to 8% real in the actual battery. So this shows you 100% of what you can use for power assist. It is not 100% of what is in the actual battery. Enough of this. I've got to keep going. I've done 50 k's, I've got about 40 to get home. And let's finish with a beautiful view up through there. Catch you around.